My name is Yoana and I am from Bulgaria. It's a country in Europe, and I'd like to tell you my story of how I believed in Jesus Christ. I was 9 years old and I attended church, and I went to a Sunday school with my parents, but I never got to that point where when I realized that I was doing wrong things, until one Sunday when my parents came back from church and they told me the story of the real case that happened. There was this lady that was riding a car on the highway in America, and a gentleman stopped her on the interstate, which is very weird for somebody to stop, but something inside her just told her, it's okay, go ahead and stop this man. Well, she stopped him and he sat down on the back side of the car. And so as soon as they head out, the guy started telling her that Jesus is coming soon and that people need to be ready for him, that God is coming back to take his people, those who believe in him. The woman was startled. I mean, she looked to look at the man's face with a surprise, because he was gone. He just completely disappeared. So she got scared and she started driving like a drunk person on that interstate, and then the police stopped her. And after she explained what happened, the policeman said, "Oh ma'am, don't worry, that happened today for 7 times that we have recorded, so don't worry, you know." When I heard that story, I mean, whether it was true or not, I was just thinking, if Jesus is coming soon, am I ready? I want to be with him in heaven. I want to be in his presence. I don't want to go to hell where it's darkness and fire and away from him. And so I started to read my Bible, and then I realized that I've been doing wrong things. I would steal from my parents like $1 or $2 from time to time to buy sunflower or just something to eat, and I won't even tell them. Don't tell them, please. But, you know, that's something that I would do. Or disobey my parents? Oh, definitely. I was a rebel. They had to chase me so they can get me and discipline me. Yeah. So I did a lot of wrong things. And I heard God, and I realized at that point that I was a sinner. I did wrong things, and I was not perfect. And I needed him to forgive me. And so I started to cry because I just realized how wrong I was, and asked Jesus to come to my life. Wow. After I did that, it was just such a great joy. I mean, I was feeling like there was something heavy out, and I felt like I was free. I mean, from that point, I started living for God. And a few years later, I had to live by myself, actually. I was 13 years old when I moved away from my parents because they were missionaries. They were helping Muslim people and others by telling them about Jesus. And I wanted to major music, you know, specifically flute in a musical school. And that was in a big city. So I had to live far away from them by myself. That was not a cool thing, because I was 13 years old. I was afraid of darkness. I mean, really afraid of darkness. And there am I on my own in an apartment. Guess who was there for me? I sensed God's presence there. And I overcome that fear of darkness, to just be afraid of what's behind my back. I mean, I overcome so many things through his help that I'm very, very thankful. And now I know the reason why, you know, that all happened is so that God can prepare me to come to America and be on my own and be very independent. Of course, relying on him, but just, you know, being able to accomplish a lot of things. So when I came to America, I didn't know anybody. I mean, I went to Pensacola Christian College in Pensacola, Florida, and I just didn't know anybody. But again, who was there for me? I knew that Jesus was there for me. He was my best friend, to whom I would pray and live for. He was my God, whom I fear with a holy fear. He was there for me, and he helped me to just to get to know people. And people were so nice there. They were true Christians. They really loved, you could tell that they really loved the Lord because of the way they would act towards me. They bought me clothes because I didn't have any skirts, and I had to wear skirts there. So they would just buy me clothes, and they would just help me out and explain me things. I mean, I had an amazing time there, and I got an excellent education. And then after that, I applied for a job as a music teacher But you know that a musician is not one of the best positions to apply for. It's very hard to find a job. And guess, after praying, who gave me that job and who provided for me to work at a fine Christian school? That's right, Jesus Christ. He was there for me again. Then later on I bought a house, and it was specifically through several things that I wanted. I wanted 7 things in the house that were very specific, and they were good things. And God answered all of them. And now I have a house, and I'm so thankful, and I have several other things that have happened in my life because of answered specific prayer. I know God exists, and you know it too. It just sometimes you could be afraid because you don't want to live good, because you want, maybe you like pleasure too much. But let me tell you, I have never been happy in my life, and nobody can tell me that He can steal that away from me, because I know that I'm saved and I'll go to heaven and be with Him forever. Thank you.